It's okay if it's okay, and it's okay for you to need help. Okay. In 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you 3 ways that if therapy is not an option for you, these are 3 alternatives that can get you on the path to self-expression, creativity, and starting your healing process without a professional. What is the point of therapy in the first place? Let's just try to cover that real quick. The purpose is for you to have someone to talk to, someone that has no idea who you are in the world, what your situation is, has any biases about who you are and why you're so perfect and all these other things, right? That person is not your therapist. Yeah, the person that thinks that you're right in all these scenarios and situations and stories that you tell them, that is just venting to you. That is not your therapist. Your therapist is a licensed professional, unbiased, with unbiased opinions that can help you with reflective tools for how you can help fix your situation. Now, if you go into therapy thinking that this person is supposed to fix all of your problems, you will be sadly mistaken. I will say from my own personal experiences, I didn't go in with that mentality, but I definitely thought that I was going to feel relieved almost immediately. It was quite the opposite. I started to feel the weight. I started to feel the weight of the situations I was bringing light to. I was starting to feel the responsibility and the task of rectifying my own actions with new actions. Thinking about how I handled things in the past, if it didn't work for me, I have the responsibility of handling them different in the future. So therefore, I am the person that fixes my problems, but I work them out with someone that is unbiased to the situation. You understand? Okay. That is therapy, like in a nutshell. I'll say in a nutshell. That nutshell is not cracked. It's not even split open. But if you hold the nutshell and you shake that girl, that's what it's gonna say. This is not about nobody else. It's about you fixing you. Yeah, healing you in the company of a licensed professional. That's why it's so expensive. Now, we can talk about the expenses. This is not sponsored by BetterHelp at all. I actually unsubscribed from them. And if you would like to know why, because it was expensive. Okay, great. And I have sort of come up with 3 ways, not because I'm a genius or anything, but because these 3 ways were already things that I have implemented into my life before therapy. And knowing inside of therapy that these are not having known, I should say, that these were the things that were going to get offered back to me, I probably would have saved a lot of money. However, the licensed unbiased professional helped me with my relationships, how I was relating to people. Now, these 3 things that I'm going to give you help you with you. But remember, you are a person in the world with other people. So how are you going to help you with others? That is where the professional comes in my opinion. So for you to help you, my first thing is that you can journal. All the things that you wish that you could say to someone, whether or not, regardless of the situation at hand, whether you're really pissed or you really love someone, whatever the case may be, all of it applies. You can write it in a journal. Take the time out. That's really what it boils down to, what you give your time to, journaling. And in another way, I could say I am an artist, so I spend other times painting. That is a different form of journaling. So anything of the sort that can help you get those images or those words out, there you go. Reading, number 2. Most of the time when you're reading about somebody else's personal accounts. So not only do you get to know somebody else through their struggles, you also get to see it in writing, which can also help you with the journaling component. How do you put these things into words? What are the words that you want to use, right? So journaling, reading. finding time. It doesn't even have to be, you don't have to get through a chapter a day. You can get through a sentence a day, and that sentence was meant for you to read on that day. And hopefully, if you pick up a book that you really like, you'll end up reading more than just a sentence a day. But it doesn't take more than that to implement the practice, right? You can write one sentence a day, what have you. Last but not least, physical activity really helps. I'm a dancer. I'm at the gym. I frequent the gym a lot. And I just think physical activity really helps take your mind to a different place. Helps your mind stay in the body, right? Like what you're doing, how you're doing it. How can you really give all of your attention to your entire body all at once? Everything is involved when you're working out or when you're dancing or whatever it is, when you're snowboarding or whatever. Physical activity, rock climbing, whatever, so many things that you can give your time to that require your attention. So therefore, if your attention is not there, you could, this is like down, but you would injure yourself. So how can you be fully dedicated to the moments, right? I hope that's helpful. I really wasn't trying to make it really long. Maybe it's 3 things in 6 minutes, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that physical component is so, if you like to skate, like whatever, like just being 100% there and not in every place at once. You know what I mean? Life is going to happen everywhere all the time, all at once. I like that movie. But what I will say is when you give your time and attention to something and you're dedicated to that thing, it will grow. And that is the part of the healing journey that you want to start to see in your life, is the growth. So with that being said, that's how I feel about therapy. Whatever, people are like, it's okay for something to be wrong with you. It's okay for you to not be okay, and it's okay for you to need help, and it's also okay for you to ask for help, right? But if you're in a place where help is too expensive, you now have these things that you can implement, and the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get going, and the sooner you'll start to see growth. I hope that was helpful. I really didn't want to take a whole bunch of time because I know y'all don't like watching long videos sometimes, but if you made it to the end of this video, please hit the like button and follow me on everything at Baby Bag Lady, because I be in my bag. All right, bye.